All right, man, let's talk about Benavidez versus Andrade. I was in the process of moving, finally moved into a new place. Yeah, make some adjustments. I have better lighting next couple of days, man. I got to figure out how to get my dual screens working. Again, I forgot it's been so long since I uh changed it along, man. But I do appreciate everybody for tapping in. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, man. And yeah, it's Turkey Day week already. And we got uh Demetrius Andrade fighting David Benavidez on pay-per-view, Showtime pay-per-view to be exact. Probably the last Showtime pay-per-view. Unless something happens. Benavidez, Andrade trying to chase a Canelo fight. They trying to make this not really about Canelo, but for the most part, it always come back to Canelo Alvarez still making adjustments. So excuse me. See how that look. Yeah, there we go. Um, this might be one of the best fights on paper. We got Demetrius Andrade, who's a guy, and for the most part, it's been about the hype of his talent. We've been hearing about his talent, Friday night fights, the whole nine, um, for a long time, and now we want to see if there's any validity to is he really, really good, you know. And then David Benavidez, he marching forward towards, trying to get Canelo Alvarez, trying to get 168-pound supremacy, had some hiccups in the road. But, most people believe he the best super middleweight in the world. And I can see why. All right. So, yeah, Benavidez is a bad boy. They got him at 6'2", 74.5-inch arms, the second pay-per-view. I felt like he would have stopped Caleb Plant if it wasn't for if it wasn't for if it wasn't for, the referee helping, allowing Plant to hold so much. But, that's here nor there. You know what I'm saying? I just, think he one of the best. Uh, his competition has really shot up there late. Um, and that's what I like about his competition. Is really shot up there when you talk about fighting Caleb Plant and, you know what I'm saying, uh, you know, you know, fight Demetrius Andrade now. I think at this point, if he wins this fight impressively, I think it's time for him to be able to go out there um, and get the fight that he's looking for. And that's the Canelo Alvarez fight. Most people feel like Canelo Alvarez don't want to fight him because he's a threat. But credit to Demetrius Andrade because he said Demetrius Andrade really ain't make no bitching complain about fighting him. He said Demetrius Andrade did not bitch and complain about making this fight. So, um, and he said it was extremely easy to make. Benavidez has been hollering about, trying to get certain fights, and now it's here. And we'll see if he be able to seize the moment or not seize the moment. And that's the $1 million question. But going through his resume, Plant, Lemieux, Kyron Davis, Ronald Ellis, Ramiro, Alexis Anguello, Anthony Durrell, Jalen Love, Ronald Garville. The second one, I mean, he got a nice, resume going. Demetrius Andrade, who they got at 6 foot, he might be just like 6'2", just like, Benavidez, 73.5-inch arm reach. Benavidez got a 1 inch arm reach according to them, even though this varies. Of late, he hadn't been fighting anybody. Desmond Nicholson, Jason Quigley, Liam Williams, Luke Keeler, Saluki, Arthur Kova, Walter K for the title. We made vacant middleweight title. Lantes Fax, Jack Cole Clyde. That's when he had first came back. Willie Nelson was a good win for him. Bonus Monterose might have been his best win. So it's all about really, it boils down to him kind of pulling out of that fight with Charlo, because he said that the challenger was making more than the champion was making. So I think that became a problem for him. I think that became a problem, you know. And, Charlo's with PBC, and it took him a long time to figure out that he needed to join PBC. And eventually he did figure it out that he did join PBC. Now, If you want to talk about the keys to victory for Demetrius Andrade and or his strengths, I mean he's a southpaw in this fight. You know, that may help him in his fight. I'm not sure how good Benavidez is for southpaws. His speed, I think his size might be a little bit shocker. Very awkward guy, deceptive power. You know, and he not as shop worn as you think a 35-year-old fighter would be. You know what I'm saying? He only had um 32-0 with 19 knockouts. And Benavidez is 27-0, 0 losses, 0 draws, and he got 23 knockouts. So, you know, I think his size, his ability to press on the front foot and try to get your respect early, all those are things that he's going to need to bring to the table in order to compete with David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He gonna need to press Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna need to press him. You know, his speed, his awkwardness, his deceptive power, his Olympic amateur pedigree. There's some things that David Benavidez don't have. Okay, so don't forget it. You know, and I talk about Benavidez, his pressure, his speed, his hand speed, you know what I'm saying, his tenacity, his aggressive nature. I mean, his nature in and out the ring is virtually the same. He not one of these dudes that act nice out the ring and turn into a vicious monster. He vicious. He mean good body work, good uppercut, good combination punches. You know what I'm saying? Um, everything, you know, that you look for in a fighter, you know, as a pressure fighter is Benavidez, you know. Some of his weaknesses, he square up a little bit. I think that, you know, some people believe that can be a weakness. Um, you know, I don't think he jab enough when coming in. I think, you know, especially in that Plant fight, I think he was a little bit too patient. He figured Plant would gas. He did gas, but maybe if he stepped on the gas, a little earlier, that wouldn't have been the case. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if he stepped on the gas a little earlier, you know, he would have got him up out of there. You know, so I just feel like maybe a little bit patient. You know, he square up a little bit. He come in with his hands down that can hurt him. Demetrius Andrade, a lot of people point to his conditioning being a problem. Him gassing out in fights, that could be a problem. You know, him not fighting the top competition could be a problem. Um, So, you know, there could be several problems there. You know, him not fighting a fighter of this caliber. He kind of was fighting the UK's finest for a long time. So now he's stepping up to a different caliber of opponent. You know, you feel what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, you know, he fighting a different opponent. You know, some people say he might be physically too small, a smaller guy moving up and all that stuff. And, you know, we going to find out. And some people say he's sloppy in his awkward style, and maybe Benavidez can take advantage of that. But you know, in my humble opinion, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think what's so funny about it is probably Benavidez is more of the known commodity. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy thing about it. You know, Andrade been around how long? You know what I'm saying? 35 years old. He was Mr. ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Friday night fights and all that. We thought it was gonna be the next best thing, and just made some bad business decisions. But you can't blame somebody for not signing that PBC contract at all, or some of the things you hear about the contract. You know, on wax and behind the scenes. But just looking at this fight, I feel that, you know, for Andrade to come in there and win this fight, he gonna have to establish it with his lead hand. And we know Andrade can switch hit too. But I feel like he's gonna need to establish this fight with the jab. You got a guy to like to walk in without jabbing. He like to walk in, throw hooks to the body. He like to walk in, square up without he don't know fat meat is greasy. You know what I'm saying? He like to walk in and with his chin out first and this, that, and the third. And I think there's an opportunity if he start using that jab, he might find a target. I think he need to go to the body early and often. You know, you got a guy with a reputation for having a good chin. I think you got to, you got to rip the middle. I think you got to break him down to the body. I think he got to keep his jab going and just work off his jab and the body work. slow him down late in that fight. Nobody was exclusively went to Benavidez body, and I think Demetrius Andrade can be the first. So, using a consistent jab, working the body. I think those the two major things that he got to do. And I think also, first and foremost, try to push Benavidez back. A lot of people have a problem pushing him back. When he get on the front foot, he like the juggernaut. He ultimately, hard, damn near impossible to stop. So I feel that you need to be able to put him on that back foot, put him on his heels, you know what I'm saying, and give yourself an opportunity to get the victory. You know what I'm saying? But I think them the three main things he need to do: jab, body work, um, you know, and push Benavidez back. He need to press Benavidez. And maybe he need to get on the inside to see if Benavidez can fight on the inside, if he can hold them or something like that. See if he can hold them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? See if he could break him down on the inside and get up unders and drop his weight and get up under his chest, whatever like that. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about, man. So, um, but but yeah, I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. And I think that for the most part, I think David Benavidez and what he need to do is, I think it's very very interesting in his part. I think he need to be David Benavidez. You got a guy who people say got a conditioning problem. You know what I'm saying? So obviously you want to walk in, beat the drum, but very deceptive kind of, irky jerky type of guy. Very deceptive with his counter punches. Punches from weird angles. Um, So I mean, and he got deceptive power. We see him drop a lot of opponents early on, but he just don't seem to have a dog to finish a lot of his opponents. He seemed like to have that dog. He need to have that dog and finish him. And if Andrade real quick is gonna win this fight, he gonna have to have a dog in him. Andrade gonna have to have a dog in him to win this fight. If he ain't got the dog in him to win this fight, man, he gonna lose this fight. And probably gonna get knocked out. So he got to find that dog. All right. But with Benavidez, I just think, you know, be you. But I just like to see him use that jab a little bit more walking in, especially when he move up and weight and start fighting guys that's bigger, stronger. You know, he got to stop just coming in, walking guys down without the jab. I think he should be consistently throwing that jab and working off that jab. That'll make him even uh, that much more vicious. You know what I'm saying? So that's just in my opinion, he'd be that much more of a problem if he utilized his jab. But I think beat the body down, push Andrade to the ropes, run your combinations on Andrade, um, and just use your jab. But whoever throw the jab, if somebody throw the jab, more than likely that's who gonna control this fight. You know what I'm saying? That's who gonna control this fight. But if neither one of them use the jab, I think that favor David Benavidez. And can it be some time fuckery here, as far as somebody getting a decision over somebody else? Absolutely. I think Benavidez the house fighter, but if they ain't gonna never make the Canelo Alvarez fight happen, I don't really think it matter at that point. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I don't think it matter if y'all don't gonna make the Demetrius Andrade fight. You know, it literally is not going to matter. So maybe they're thinking about the the Charlo fight, Plant rematch. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if it was. I mean, it was competitive, I guess, but like I said before. But to be honest, I kind of went back and forth with this. To be honest, I'm gonna just go with the known commodity. I want Andrade to win, but I think David Benavidez win this fight. Um, I'm gonna say David Benavidez win 12th round knockout, 12th round TKO. I think his conditioning too good. I think he been fairly more active, fought top competition. He's stepping it up. I think he get a late stoppage. But yeah, let me know who you girls and guys think in the comment section. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. You can find me everywhere from Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.